One thing about riding Alaska, it seems like all that snow is perfect and all that snow is super soft, but that is not the case. You'll hear the riders talk about, the snow is variable. And a lot of times that means, there are, solid drop.
That was
drop.
absolutely massive.
Kimmy Fasani in her element right now.
When Australians are
That's a
describing
human being. I don't know how she does this. This is snowboarder Kimmy Fasani. She's competing in the 2023 National Selection Tour. This was in Alaska. Now, this was her first competition since recovering from breast cancer, and she took third place. You go, Kimmy. The groundbreaking snowboarder first started competing nationally at the age of 15. Then she became the first woman to land a double backflip in a terrain park, and that was in 2011. So in her new documentary, it's called Butterfly in a Blizzard. I love that title. Kimmy Fasani shares an intimate look at her life as she balances motherhood with her career. In this clip we're going to show you, Fasani breaks her hand snowboarding, talks about feeling relieved that she will have time at home with her son while she's recovering.
How'd you break it?
I hit a tree with my hand. I was doing a big turn for a photo. It's going to be okay, but I have to go home to get surgery. So now this begins the process of me and Koa getting home with my wrist broken.
Koa's like, is it time to eat? Fasani joins us now. Smart kid, that Koa. Good morning, Kimmy Fasani.
Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I am so glad you're here. First, bravo to you in the documentary. It is so, the word badass is sometimes overused, but not in your case. I love that you and your husband, Chris, were so candid in this documentary. For instance, you talk about pooping in your pants while you're climbing up a mountain. Picture that visual for a second. Recovering from breast cancer, the illness of a child, Koa, you guys thought you were going to lose him. Irritations in your marriage on both sides. And I wonder, when you first started this, and it was a 5-year documentary in the making, what was the story you wanted to tell? What was your intention when you started?
We wanted to tell a story of motherhood and really this relationship to my own mother and navigating our careers, how we would balance it, becoming new parents, thinking that it was going to be something that was really easy and we could do it different and that I could do everything.
Yeah, because you said you wanted to show that you could start a family and not slowing down.
Yeah,
How'd that work out for you?
I slowed down a lot and I learned a lot of lessons. I had to navigate so many challenges while trying to prove that I could balance my career as a new mom. And I think that was the vulnerability in the film is really that.
Yes, the
Your
vulnerability.
mother's such a powerful character in the film, and I know you lost her, and that's a powerful moment as well. But there's a term in the film that you want to make more normal. I don't even know if I can say it right. Matrescence?
Matrescence.
Matrescence. What does that mean, and why does it matter to you?
Yeah, the experts in the film really educated me too, because it's this transformation that we go from woman to mother, and the psychological, the physical changes that we actually go through, similar to adolescence. And as we were making this film, our co-director, Rose Kaur, was actually 3 months postpartum as well with her second baby, and it was so interesting watching her edit this film while she was going through her own matrescence. So it was really a word that I learned as we were going.
Why is it important to give it a name like that?
I think it makes us feel more normal as parents, knowing that this is something that we all navigate, and this transformation isn't just something that one woman navigates, it's something that all of us go through as we become parents and adapt to the new life.
What's amazing is you've been in the sport. You've been in the sport since you were a teenager, but when you became pregnant with Koa, you fought for pregnancy protections in your sponsorship contracts, specifically with Burton, and they later changed the contracts of all female athletes to include the same protections like preventing termination or decreased compensation for pregnancy reasons. That's due to you. How does that make you feel?
Because none of that existed.
None of that existed.
That's what's so interesting.
So you came into the sport with none of that existing, and here you are at the top of the sport trying to affect this change.
I learned that I needed to be able to be an advocate for myself, and I didn't realize how many other people it would help. I was trying to protect my own career, hoping that maybe other women would find that helpful later. And so having Burton stand by me and change the contract really made it so that I had a place in the sport. And I hope that the next generation sees that as an opportunity, that they never have to even think about that as a limitation.
But Kimmy, I want people to understand how heavy this is. We see you getting your breast cancer diagnosis, shaving your hair. We see Koa in the bed where it looks like that you all might lose him. the fracture sometimes in your marriage, but at the end, the love still remains. Koa's fine, and you and Chris are still very, very much a couple. What do you want people to know, or what you learned about yourself going through all of this?
I learned how important it is to feel like we have a sense of community. I learned that sometimes we feel really isolated and alone during our journey of parenthood. And I hope that in making this film, it would make others feel less alone, more positively impacted in a way that we can move forward and know that we're all just doing the best we can.
Yeah.
So you have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. I have a 2-year-old, and I've been thinking about. I thought, well, I'll get her on the slopes when she's 3. But you started when you were 2, right?
Yeah, I mean, given that Chris and I are both professional athletes.
Yeah, the footage of you guys when you first meet and you're doing flips together and everything. I love that. It's so cute.
It's so fun, and our kids, they don't really know what we do, but they love that we get to go out in the mountains. They see our passion, so it's just so fun to share that with them.
Yeah. Kimmy Fasani, bravo. It's called Butterfly in a Blizzard. Why, briefly?
Because of our graphics, we wanted to show what it would look like to go through butterflies in a blizzard, and that's what we ended up with the title.
Come out on the other side. It's
great.
available now on Apple TV. We all highly recommend it.
Check it out, people.